Oh my God, your poor dad.
Okay, well, whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
Same.
Okay. Same. Why'd you say it like so like
Same.
scary, like we're about to fight or something?
No, we're not.
Are we gonna fight?
No.
Okay.
No, heck no. Oh,
Okay.
heck no.
Do you want me to say it, or do you know how to say it?
Welcome back to Your Poor Dad. You can't choose your sisters, but you can choose your podcast.
You can't choose your podcast.
I can't do it. You do it.
Okay, I'll pick it up.
Okay.
You can choose your podcast. So thank you for joining us and being the fourth Brant sister.
Wow,
It
that's
is-
so hard to say.
I know Bailey really has a big job.
Wow. And as you guys can see, if you're watching us right now, the
just us two.
left girl is not here.
Left Girl's not here. It's just your two favorite sisters.
Left girl is out of town right now, and so you're stuck with us, which means this is probably going to be a pretty unhinged episode. The unhinged episode that everyone needs.
Right. And it's also funny because like even if Bailey was here, we like never let her talk. So it's fine.
But the energy's different.
Yeah. Like we're always like waiting for her to talk and like
And sometimes I'm like, Bailey, what do you have to say?
yeah, and then she's just like, you guys are gonna actually let me say a word.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I feel like you have so much to tell me. But wait, first. Okay, first it's ACL weekend. This is the first time since I've lived here that we have not gone to ACL.
This is the first time in like at least 6 years or something that I haven't gone.
I went 2021, 2022, 2023, and now this is 2024.
Then maybe it's like I've been going since I think 2016.
Yeah, but 2020 didn't have one, right?
Right.
Did it?
No.
Oh.
I don't know.
But I'm going next weekend, but I was just informed you can't go next weekend.
Well, the thing that's so strange is I have a work trip coming up, and the work trip has been planned for so many months. It's just, and because it's work, it's such a separate part of my brain. I just don't really, and work never is a weekend thing.
Yeah.
I just never even, I knew, I have a work trip coming up, but like I never really looked at the dates.
Yeah.
And then Taylor Clark, Taylor, she was texting me. She's like, are you going to see Chappell? And I was like, yeah, next weekend. And then I finally looked at the dates and I said, oh my God, I can't next weekend.
But I think that you should still try to see Chappell.
I know there's a chance that, no, probably not. I feel like, also, I don't know why I think this way. I feel like if I wanted to, I could go today.
You could.
Yeah, I don't know why I think I could just get a ticket today, but I feel like I could.
I know a lot of people who aren't going today.
It's just one of those things that I would be going just for one artist, and I would be going by myself, and I would have a fun time, but it's the getting there and like the leaving, and I'm by myself. It's like, is it worth it? I don't know.
But it is Chappell Roan.
It is
like
Chappell.
this is a monumental year for her.
It truly
crazy that
truly
she's at
is.
ACL. Like this will be the last time she'll ever play a stage like this. Like
This
not
could be the last time she
headlining.
plays a stage ever.
Literally. Wait, what are your thoughts on Chappell? Because I feel two different ways, and it's honestly off-brand, my thoughts, but I want to hear yours first.
I honestly am kind of confused because the thing that is the most confusing to me is like, well, because I wonder like who gets stuck like paying whenever there was that one festival a couple weekends ago that she canceled like the day before.
Yeah.
And I wonder, is that something that like the company who puts on the festival, like, do they have to eat that cost or do they not? Do they just have to like find somebody else to fill? Like, who pays for that? Because I don't think that would really be like her and her team, because it's like a festival thing, not like a her concert situation.
There's got to be like some insurance plan for that kind of stuff to happen.
It
but
just
that fucking sucks.
It just seems like I think that she has every right to play when she wants to play, and if she doesn't want to feel like a monkey like dancing, like totally fine.
Yeah.
There is just something to me, it's like it's the day before, 2 days before, like that's so
It's so shitty.
Yeah.
And like people really are connecting with her music. Like they're obsessed with her. I'm obsessed with her. I'm
obsessed.
I love all of her. I just like love her. And I think she's so talented. If she canceled on ACL, I would be so fucking pissed. If she canceled on ACL, I would literally only go on Friday.
Yeah.
that's like all I really care to see. I've like the lineup this year like isn't really like tickling my pickle. I don't feel like connected to it.
I think that's why I don't feel like I need to be there.
Well, we've already seen Blink. I've seen Chris Stapleton.
I would like to see him, but I know I could see him again.
And also, like, no offense to Chris Stapleton, like, love you, but seeing him live and seeing him, like, hearing him on the radio, like, there's no, like, it wasn't like a super big experience for me when I saw him.
I kind of disagree, just because I feel like he's the type of artist that would make me really emotional, because, like, I'm seeing this person and you can feel like the power of their voice, but I feel like I wouldn't like that at a festival anyways.
Yeah.
So I would like to see it at like Billy Bob's or something.
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly it. Like I don't think he would give you what you want at ACL, because like at ACL you want to like interact, you want to feel like you're at a festival, like you want to like pop your pussy, and like you're not popping
like Meg the Stallion.
Exactly.
So
like
good.
It's like George Strait. Like I want to see George Strait, but like I realize now I don't want to see him at ACL.
Right.
You want to see Miley and you want to see Blink. Like Blink at ACL is so perfect. Like they're just so fun.
Yeah.
But back to Chappell, I feel like this is very off brand, but I feel like of me to say, because you know how I can be, but like I feel people are way too hard on her, and like she really is just a human being.
Yeah, she's just a girl.
She's literally just a girl, and it has to be so overwhelming. I don't agree with her like canceling shows. I think it's fine that she canceled shows for the VMAs, because like that's so monumental in her career. Like every artist, new artist first VMAs is like so
I also think it would be fine if she was feeling overwhelmed and she says, I'm sorry, I'm going to cancel my shows that I have scheduled the next like in the next like 2 months people or something. Like make
arrangements. But like I also didn't like it that she kind of knew what she was getting into by like saying what she was saying, and because it was like all this like political hate that she was receiving, because she like it's like she couldn't win. Like the people who supported Kamala were pissed that she didn't like outright say I'm voting for Kamala, and then the people who I don't know, it just gets really messy.
Well, I just think that she is growing such a big audience of so many different types of people, so many, I mean, not even aside from the politics, just going back to her calling out that one fan, you know what I mean? Like people were kind of like, wow, like you should be okay with this, because like this is what you signed up for, you're a celebrity. Other people are like, yeah, actually it's kind of weird, like you deserve your own space and some privacy. And then so it's like that was kind of the start of it, and then bringing politics, like you're never going to win when you talk about politics. And I think that her audience is growing so much. At the beginning it was probably a very like similar minded group of people where there wasn't as much friction, and now that it's growing so much because her music is inspiring so many different types of people, you're never going to make everybody happy. And I think that's really hard, because those people can be so loud. And I feel like I would have a hard time, but I feel like I would just like throw my phone away.
Okay, that's the thing. Like you really have to turn your phone off. Like don't look at any comments. Like literally she should just turn her comments off. Like she shouldn't. There's no reason that you need to interact with your fans like that when you're at that level. And it's not like she's a creator. She's a musician. Like the way you connect with your fans for her could just be doing festivals, doing shows. Like she doesn't need like that immediate feedback, because like all that feedback, there's going to be a lot of like random shit, and people on the internet just like love saying shit to tear you down. So I'm surprised like her comments weren't off. And I don't know, I'm surprised she even like got on there and was like doing like talk to video stuff. Like she just should have not even done that.
She's young, she's figuring it out.
Because the original comment was taken from like a reporter, and then she tried to explain it in a TikTok, and then she tried to explain that TikTok. And like you have to just like let things air out, and I feel like she's trying to like let people know she has good intentions. And that's what you do on the internet. It's like you say something, you could be like, I like oranges, and then people are like,
wow, so you hate apples.
Wow, you fucking hate apples. Wow, the Apple community hates Chappell Roan. And then she has to make something saying, no, I like oranges and apples. And then the banana community comes out and they're like, wow, of course, we're always being left out. We're bananas. And then she like, it's a never ending like cycle of things where you're trying to like let everyone know that you're not a hateful bitch. But like, you just have to like show that you're not a hateful bitch over time. And people are comparing her to like all these other artists who have been doing this for so much longer. And yes, she's been a musician for a long time, but she's only been super famous for like a year less. It's so crazy seeing her streams, like how much they've gone up since just the summer.
Nuts.
It's insane. Honestly, you know who would be really great at dealing with this kind of fame?
Who?
Me.
Oh, right. Of course. Of course. No, you wouldn't, because you would be in your comments like fighting back.
No, I think like once I got to that level,
And someone would have to rip the phone out of your hand.
but I really like when my videos blow up, I don't look at those comments. I only look at the comments of like the videos that are kind of just like normal. Because like you can't, people are, when I did 75 Hotter the first time, I remember this girl was like, wow, you guys, I don't know, but like 75 Hotter is giving like super bad vibes. Does anyone else think that? Like she's kind of like fat phobic. And I was like, honestly, I'm about to fucking rip you a new asshole, you fucking bitch. But then I just had to like put my phone down.
It's like everyone can have their own opinion.
Everyone can have, where the fuck did I say that I'm fat phobic? But like you can make your own, just because I'm talking about a wellness challenge. It's shit like that where it's just like, then you get into the mud once you like start responding to everything. So, but I'm so excited to see Chappell. Like I'm literally gonna cry. I was crying on the way here just listening to her music.
I'm excited for you.
I know. But like think about all of us like popping our pussies at Chappell Roan. That would have been so fun.
I know. One day.
But I think for us, like we've had really like much more meaningful performances. Like the Chicks is like one of my all-time favorite. Atlantis was really fun. Billy was fun, and I'm not even like a Billy stan.
Yeah.
But it was just like that year, like that song really meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
Because we were both going through like breakups, so it like felt like really nice to just be like, you made me hate this city.
Yeah. And honestly, even Shania was a good experience with the sisters.
Yeah, it was. But like people still were so mad at me for saying like, I just didn't think Shania did a good job. Like
It wasn't what we expected.
no, like we expected like a Dixie Chicks moment.
Yeah, that's exactly what we expected.
It was hard.
And the Chicks gave us exactly what we wanted.
The Chicks gave us that and more. Like I will never forget how good that show was.
I'm gonna do a hard pivot here, but
Okay.
like I just like
you're like literally dying to change the subject.
This other thought just popped into my head.
Okay.
Where do you stand on the whole Garth Brooks thing?
I mean,
It's nuts.
it's really nuts. Like I was actually watching Justin Anderson's Instagram story, and he said exactly how I felt. My immediate reaction was like, Garth didn't do that. There's no way Garth did that. Then I was like, no, like he's a human being. He probably, who knows? Like innocent till proven guilty, but like I stand with the victims.
Yeah. Did you see Perez Hilton's clip on it?
No.
Jade. So apparently there's a 27-page affidavit, I don't know, some legal document that we could all access today, right now. So Perez Hilton read all 27 pages and he's like, these are my highlights. You guys can read it for yourself, like figure out like whatever. But there are like direct quotes from like his text messages to her and like recordings that I'm just like, whoa, how do we explain that away?
No, it's like when Kobe did what he did. Like, let's be honest. Kobe did that, and it's really fucking sucks because when you have people like Kobe and Garth who are role models, you look up to them, they're considered the greatest in their craft, and then they do something bad, it's really hard to be like, oh wow, well, my hero did this.
And here's what I need you to help me figure out. Apparently, so once I started seeing this Garth Brooks stuff coming out, I also saw a lot of people being like, wow, Tom Segura's right. And I was like, what? So allegedly or whatever, Tom Segura and his wife, what's it?
Christina P.
So I guess I don't know. This is what we need to discover and figure out. But I guess they have suspected for a long, like they've had some kind of incident or like something happened one time where they were like, oh, wow, you know what? Maybe this isn't the great guy that we all thought that he was like years ago. So then everyone in these comments I was seeing, they were like, oh my gosh, like, does Tom know about this? Does Tom know about this? Like on the Perez thing that I saw. And I'm like, wait, what? And then I did see a clip of Tom and his wife talking, and she's like, oh yeah, like we've known that this guy was like kind of sketchy for years. I'm like, wait,
What?
I don't know the background story, but there's something here and I don't know what to believe. But you're right, like I stand with the victim. And because she made it, from the vibes that I was getting from like Perez Hilton's reading of the thing, it was like she felt there were certain things that maybe that she didn't say like a hard no to at first, just because it's like, oh, she's his, well, is she makeup artist? Because I was like, can't be hairstylist, he's like bald, but like but it's like if he like makes a comment at first and you're like, oh, like older white male and that like in a powerful like, okay, that was weird, or you know, you kind of like let things go until, well shit, like I've been letting these weird little comments go, and then now this other thing happened, you know, and then it gets to this like weird thing. I don't know if like that's it. I don't know, something is going on, and I just like, I need to read all 27 pages for myself.
I know. Well, and that's the thing, like I hate when people are like, yeah, of course she's not shutting it down because it's this like powerful guy, or they're like, why didn't you shut it down in the very beginning? And it's like, I would love for you to be in a position that this woman's in, where she's getting paid by this person who is powerful, who is a man, and who is saying things that make you very uncomfortable, where if you were to speak up, then you kind of look like somebody who like can't take a joke or something.
Well, then I like, also in the thing she said, I want to know that you understand that I'm saying no, and that this isn't going to affect like our professional relationship. And he says totally, like, I don't want anything like in the past to ruin like a 30-year like friendship or something like that. So there are certain acknowledgments of, I don't know, I need to read it for myself, but it's like, now what about Trisha?
I know.
I don't understand.
Well, it makes me think about like one of my old bosses that would make so many comments where it's like, and it's not, I'm not saying that boss did anything like physical or whatever, but they would make so many comments to where I just had to like take it like, oh, this is Jade, I don't know if she's my ex-wife or my daughter. And it's like, I'm your employee. That's exactly what I am.
Yeah.
Or like when I would be at places with him like as his employee, and then people would be like, oh, do you like insinuating we're a couple, like, oh, do you guys want this, like how long, you know, whatever. And I would be like, I'm his employee, like I'd make it very, very known, and he would be like joking, like eating it up because I'm literally 30 years younger than him. And he would like, it was just stuff like that where it's like, it's hard to make and I'm not saying that that's what this victim, I don't know, I haven't read anything, but it's like when people make their assumptions of how they would act in that situation, you don't know until you're in it. And it's so uncomfortable when you're with somebody who's like powerful, that is in charge of your money.
It's crazy.
It's fucking crazy. And like at first I was just like, oh my God, like no, Baton Rouge is one of my favorite songs, like from my like college days, Friends in Low Places, Rodeo, Thunder Rolls, like all these songs. It's just like, you see like this person that his music has like made him out to be, and like you just don't want your heroes to fall.
Yeah. And it's like, but we also don't know anything,
and they're also, people get like drunk on power.
Yeah. So I was just, we have some investigating to do.
And you actually probably don't know this, but one of the Real Housewives of Orange County, she dated this guy named Brooks, and he was like a total fucking scam. Yeah, he was a scam artist.
Yeah,
and he would introduce himself as Garth Brooks, like as a joke. Oh my God, Garth Brooks. So now I'm just like, honestly, like maybe Garth Brooks is like Garth Brooks adjacent.
Ugh.
Garth Brooks. I wonder if he calls his penis Garth Brooks.
Obviously.
What if that's like in the text messages? It's like, hey, do you want to meet Garth Brooks?
He did have like texts of like referring to his
Peter.
I think he called it a stick, like his big stick or something. I don't know. Oh, look, I don't know. Again, gotta read these.
I mean, allegedly, but like it takes a lot of effort to like sue someone, and so I don't think I don't think people really do that unless they like actually feel like they have a leg to stand on.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like a money grab situation.
Gosh, I don't know, but also then like I don't know, because then it's like, why now? Like what? Like did something happen like just recently, or like I don't know. But I guess he did like take her phone and like delete a bunch of messages, and then but he didn't delete all the messages.
But like, so regardless, he's being a shady character. Like regardless,
but being shady isn't a crime.
No, but like cheating on your wife is like a crime against the girlies, and fuck you, Garth. And for that, he's guilty of sin.
Guilty of sin.
Damn, that sucks. Allegedly, I'm not saying
allegedly. Allegedly, it could suck really bad.
In the court of social opinion, like I think differently of him now, because at the very least, like these text messages seem to not paint him in a good light.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Garth.
Awkward.
Speaking of pieces of shit, have you seen like the internet is like standing with Kanye right now? Like the way
Jade?
People have such short attention spans.
Did you see the clip where it was like, actually, maybe Kanye West was saving Taylor Swift because Taylor didn't know to thank Beyonce, so he runs up there to save this girl, and so maybe we should be praising him. And I'm like,
that's the thing with conspiracy theories. Like they start out and there's a valid like thing there. Like you're Beyonce like, wow, and Jay-Z are very like, powerful.
It's like I believe that this is true, and then it grows
and then now we're at the point where it's like, oh, Kanye West was saving Taylor Swift. This is the thing that I want every fucking idiot on TikTok to understand. And this is I was like on Kanye's side at the time, you know. But like Kanye West was in the wrong. Kanye West was wasted. He himself said he was a 30-something guy who was drunk, coming up on stage, grabbed the microphone out of her fucking hand. At that point, Kanye probably did not know who Taylor Swift was, because she was still niche. She was still like the little country girl, but she had like, it's like almost like if Charli D'Amelio, this happened to her, where like she has such a big fan base, but like if you're not on TikTok, you wouldn't know her. Like if you're not in the country scene, you probably didn't know Taylor. But Taylor won that award fair and square. But like if you're Kanye and you're in this like music world, Single Ladies was everywhere. Like Single Ladies like was the fucking song of that year. And Kanye was confused. Like, how could this person I don't know be Beyonce? And I'm, friends with them.
Yeah, but
he didn't do it to save her life.
He didn't do it to save it. Like I think he just wasn't thinking.
I think he also was doing it to make a statement about like how Beyonce is a black woman and like she had the biggest song of the year, and like Taylor Swift's like a little white girl. Like why? It's like a disparagement kind of thing. I think that was like the root of what Kanye was trying to say, which I don't know. It's hard to say stuff like that because I'm like, a white female, so I don't know.
I think that's also a good point, but I also think that I don't know shit about fuck, but the VMAs isn't that voted on by the fans, whereas like the Grammys and like the Oscars, like those things are like the Academy, like the industry people, to where it's like that argument like makes more sense at like the Grammys or something. Yeah. But if it is, to me, it was like, oh, maybe that's because we're seeing these like younger girls have the time to get on the computer and like vote. Yeah. And Beyonce was like, her demographic is older than like Taylor's, you know what I mean? So it's like they're busy in like college or something. Yeah. Maybe, they're doing
that. We were, because I'm like Beyonce's like perfect demographic. Like when her Destiny's Child first album came out, I was like in middle school. Like I am like Beyonce's demographic. You are Taylor's like ideal demographic. So for me, when I was watching that, I was like, wait, Taylor Swift just beat out Beyonce?
And it's like, but it's all because of like the people vote, like,
right. And Taylor Swift is just more connected with her fans because Beyonce is older and she like wasn't in that, like she kind of like surpassed that level where she needed to like talk to her fans anymore because we're already built in.
Exactly.
She's been there. She was with us for 10 years at that point, which is so crazy.
It is crazy.
But it's crazy that like I saw this one influencer and she was like, well, I'll just say it. It was Jenna Palick. She was like, I mean, Beyonce has a couple bops, but she's not like whatever. And I was like, oh my God, no. Like, please save yourself. Like, the Beehive is going to fucking come after you.
a couple
bops. I'm like, Beyonce is literally like, she is so goated because, and I think it's hard because Jenna's so much younger.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't think she understands. It's just like how I don't understand Miley's level of, you know what I mean? Like Miley means so much to you guys.
To like me and Bailey.
And we're only 3 years apart, but like I don't feel that same like sort of like goated like vibe the way like I feel that with like Beyonce, Christina, Britney, like, you know what I mean? So I was just like, please, I hope the Beehive like does not like fucking attack.
Yeah, no,
you.
that's crazy.
I know.
A couple bops.
I'm like, oh my God. Like,
a couple bops that you probably still hear on the radio today that came out a really long time ago. Like, you know what I mean? It's
wait,
like,
what was Destiny's Child's first album? Was it just Destiny's Child? What was their name? Thou shalt not. That was like after every song they would say. I mean, their first album had more than a couple bops. And that was like with Destiny's Child. Like Beyonce has like so many bops.
Scrubs. That was their first one, right?
No, that's TLC.
Wait, what am I thinking of?
Say My Name.
Say My Name, sorry.
Bugaboo, Jumpin'.
I'm thinking of Say My Name.
Yeah. Say my name, say my name. Remember they just kicked out the other two and brought in the two new girls. So that the whole video is them just like hitting poses because they didn't have time to like choreograph.
Wait, I didn't know that.
That's TLC. Wait, TLC? Total TRL. Oh my God. TRL lore.
It's okay. We're all over the place.
Yeah. But yeah.
Crazy.
So crazy. What else were you gonna tell me?
So I have a crazy story.
Okay.
And I just have to say, part of this, you're gonna be like, you're really gonna want to get hung up on like the beginning part of the story. Just like that's not the point.
Okay.
So I hung out with somebody last night, and it was the same. It was the same person I went on a date with a couple weeks ago.
Your face is turning red.
Well, because it gets crazy. And like, here's the thing. I know that I am nuts in part of this, okay? But I felt trapped. Okay. So I had gone on a date a couple weeks ago with this person that I had a fling with a while back. And the date was fine. Like it was fine. But I was really drunk. And I came over to your house the next day and I was like really hungover. Like I had gotten drunk. So I had told this person that like, I know that you really like unburdened yourself and you were so vulnerable. You like said a bunch of things to me that I don't remember because I was like,
because I was wasted.
Because I was drunk and I was trying to pay attention and I couldn't. And so I'm sorry.
And also like, I don't listen when you talk.
And I'm sorry. So he was like, you know what? That's okay. Let's try to hang out again. Lower stakes. So we're not, in public, just hanging out, whatever.
And I can also tell you all my feelings again. So you can remember.
So, one of the things that I did remember that he said was that he was currently unemployed. But what I didn't know is like, why are you unemployed? Because you quit your job and you're starting this new like passion project? What's there's so many different things that go with that, right? So I'm hanging out and so I say, well, let's kind of start where we left off last time. I don't remember any details. Let's start with what I do remember, the unemployment. Like, how did that come about, right? And right off the bat, it was like, wow, didn't know that you were going to talk about that. And I was like, what? Well, you actually told me that the first time we hung out.
Yeah.
So why would I think that was off limits? And if I'm going on a date with anybody, one of the first questions I'm asking is, oh, what do you do for work?
Yeah.
So that's not a weird question.
No.
And so he was like, well, fine, I guess we'll get into it. And so he says that he's unemployed and whatever and has been for a while. And so I said, well, what's your plan?
Yeah.
And he said, well, I don't know. So then I was like, well, what are you doing in the meantime? I was like, maybe not monetary, like work related, but like, what are your goals? Like, what's your ambition? Like, what's your drive? Like, what are you trying to figure out? Like, something. And he's like, I don't know. I was like, so what have you been doing all these months? And he was like,
I'm so uncomfortable.
And so then I said, okay. He's like, well, I don't have an answer for you. He's like, I'm kind of just hanging out.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, like, I hear you. I'm just letting you know that I'm looking for somebody. I'm not just trying to like date just to like have fun. Like I'm trying to date to have a partner.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to find a partner who at the very least is ambitious about something. I was like, if you realize that you hate the industry that you're in and you're trying to pivot, like that's fine.
Yeah.
Like if you decided, oh my gosh, I want to be Austin's like #1 like hot dog eater, then like you wake up every day and you eat those hot dogs. Like, and he's like, I don't like hot dogs. I'm like, that's not my point.
Yeah,
like
it's just
like, what are you waking up for?
Yeah.
And then he's talking in circles. He's really talking in circles. And I can hear that there's these, it's like, well, I've just been in a funk. I'm in a funk. And so I don't want to look for a job when I'm in a funk. Like I could find a job tomorrow if I tried. And I was like, well, that's kind of my point. I believe that you could find a job. It's like, you don't want to. It's like that lack of drive is like, it's not there, you know?
Yeah.
And so then he's like, well, here you are. You asked me this question that I think is a little too serious for us to be talking about. And you're asking me for a yes or no answer. And then I stood up because at this point it had been like 45 minutes of him just like talking in circles. And so I stood up and I said, I that never happened. I never said I wanted a yes or no answer. I just asked like, oh, like, what's your plan?
Yeah.
Because like I personally am attracted to somebody who has a goal, you know? And he said, and so I was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to leave. I'm sorry. I hit a nerve and I apologize. Like, I'm not interested in this. Like, I'm just going to leave. So then he gets even more upset. And he's like, I don't want you to leave. Please don't leave. And I was like, no, I want to leave. I'm not interested. I want to leave. And so he's like, I'm like putting on my shoes as fast as I can. I'm putting on my shoes as fast as I can. And he's just like, you are psychotic. You need psychiatric help. I cannot believe that you are going to leave because I did not have a yes or no answer for you. And I said, I never asked for a yes or no answer. And he goes, I never said you did. And I was like, what? I was like, what? I was like, okay, I just have to leave. And then he like, he was like, please don't leave. And he like goes to try to like convince me not to leave. And I literally just sprinted out the door. And I didn't stop sprinting until I got to my car.
Stop. You sprinted.
I sprinted. And as I was like sprinting away, I said, I'm not interested.
That is psychotic.
It was wild.
No, he is crazy.
It was wild.
Like you clearly like hit a nerve.
I did. And I felt bad that I hit the nerve. But it's also like, it's not wrong for me because here's the thing.
It's not like it's like your guys' first date. You guys have known each other for 4 years.
But we haven't talked in 4 years. You know what I mean? And so it's like, I knew this person several years ago.
Yeah.
And I don't know this person now, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm going on a first date with somebody, it's not my job if they're saying like, I'm in a funk, like I don't have anything that I'm passionate about right now. Like I don't have anything that I'm like waking up for, like not a job, like nothing. Like that sounds like you're figuring a lot of stuff out in your life right now. It's not my responsibility to take that on. Like
no.
if I know that people have struggles and like, if I already had a partner and then they were going through a funk, it's so like, different. That's so different. But it's like, I don't want to start things off with somebody who is like going through, I don't know how long they'll, like, I don't want to have to take care of this person. Like when I'm starting off, like,
no, you should have someone meet you where you're at. I was talking to one of my girlfriends about this week because she kind of had the same thing where she's kind of like in a similar situation where she's has a very stable job. She's like wanting the next level. And like this person she was dating was kind of like in the stage where they didn't really know what they were doing, which I have totally been there.
Yeah.
But also it's like meeting a partner in that phase is not, I don't think, a very good idea. Like you need to work on yourself and show that yourself that you can do it before you try to like put someone else in that.
The other thing I forgot to say
What?
is whenever I said like, oh, well, do you have anything that, you know, you're passionate about, like you would want to do? And he said, well, like in a perfect world, I would love to just like win money. And I was like, well, yeah, I think everyone would. And then he said like,
just have money,
like sports betting. And I was like, what?
No.
And he was like, yeah, like I'm pretty good at it. And I was like,
do you have any money to sports bet since you're not working?
and I was just like, oh, he's being so serious. Like he's being so genuine. Like he was like, my passion is sports betting. And I was like, I believe it. Like, I believe you.
No.
But like what I meant is like a passion that like you put in like the work for, not just like, I think this team's going to win by this many points.
Passion. That's
just
luck.
Yeah. And no, I didn't know what to say. And he was like, well, you don't know how much money I'm making sports betting. And I was like, I didn't ask. I don't care. Because like, that's also not the type of drive that I was talking about.
Right.
Because I meant like, I like that someone like puts in the work. Like someone is eating those hot dogs.
Yeah.
Because like they're trying to eat the most hot dogs that they can. Like they are putting in that work.
Or even if somebody was like, I work at this sandwich shop. I fucking love sandwiches. It's my favorite thing. I love seeing the joy on people's faces when they eat a sandwich. And I want to make my own sandwich shop someday. And this is the idea, blah, blah, blah. It's like, that's so different than being like, I want to win money, but until then I'm going to just bet on sports.
Well, and I was like, I would love to win the lottery.
Yeah. Like,
that's
no,
like,
who wouldn't?
Who wouldn't want to win money?
Yeah. Like no, that's obvious.
It was like really wild.
So
and that's
weird.
why whenever that passion started coming about, I was like, I need to leave. Because then I kept feeling like I was like more and more trapped like in this situation. And I was very honest about like, okay, like I hope that you figure things out, but I'm just like, I'm not interested in this. And it was really hard for me to not be like, loser. You know what I mean?
Well, and it's also like another huge thing that's happening here is not what he's saying, but it's how he's saying it and like how he's reacting to like a little tiny bit of adversity in your relationship. It's not even like you were like, why don't you have a fucking job? It's like, oh, like what's been going on in your life? Like, tell me about like your work situation.
What's the plan?
And the way he reacted just shows like, okay, this is how you react to this one question. When shit starts to get tough in any relationship, like this is how you react.
Well, then, and immediately it was like, you brought this up the first time we hung out. So obviously I think it's okay to bring up again.
Yeah.
And then
you wouldn't even know that he was unemployed if he didn't tell you.
Exactly. And then whenever I ask like, oh wow, like that's over 6 months ago. Like, what is your plan here? And it's like, well, I just like haven't like wanted to do like whatever. And it's like, oh, okay, like that's a little I was like, for me, like I'm hearing that's like a little concerning for me personally, like if I was going to pursue like another date.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, actually I think that you shouldn't have been asking, this is like too deep of a conversation. And I was like, well, it was fair game. You brought it up the first time. First
also like
date.
You're a freak that this is how you're reacting. He could have been like,
and then it was my fault for asking. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm not interested. I need to leave. And like I was feeling like more and more trapped. Like as I'm putting on my shoes, he's like, don't go. Seriously, don't go. Like, I don't want you to go. And I'm like, no, I want to go. Like, I want to go. And I was like, I want to go. I want to go. Like, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I kept like repeating it. Like, that's where I'm nuts.
Yeah.
And then like the running away is like nuts. Because like it's not like he was like a threat. I just like I was feeling trapped, even though I wasn't physically confined. Like I just felt like this conversation was like was
the walls were like coming in,
and I was like, I have to get out of here.
Also, he could have been like a normal person and been like, oh yeah, you know, I'm figuring it out. I don't have like a plan, but like I do want to figure it out, and like this conversation is kind of like bringing me down. Can we like change the subject?
Totally.
Like, instead of being like a psychopath and be like, you're psycho, you need psychiatric
you need
help.
Psychiatric help. I was like, I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna like, let me go run away and get that.
Yeah, that's crazy. But like honestly, it's like not surprising with that person. Like,
but then honestly, the worst part about it is I got in the car and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so fucking nuts. Can't wait to tell this on the podcast.
No, we like kind of need you to start like dating more so you can have more stories.
I know, hopefully good stories.
I know, but like the fun ones are also really fun.
And because the other thing is like, I just have to say, for everyone else who's out there trying to date, it is okay to want to be with somebody who has like direction in their life.
Yes.
Like, it is not like, I'm not saying that I need somebody that is rich.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like, I need somebody like with an idea of like where they want their life to go.
Yeah.
And even if you have been in like transitional, like in regard to jobs,
Yeah.
like you've been in spaces where it's like, oh, maybe I don't want to be in this job, but you always have like this end goal
Yeah.
that you're like getting to. And that is like the ambition that I am talking about, where it's like, you might not have a job right now, but you're like, you want to be that number one sandwich maker. Like
Right.
you, like there's like something there, and I am not going to apologize for that.
Yeah.
And I'm also, if you think I'm nuts for like asking like these questions, first of all, then you don't bring it up first.
Yeah.
And then second of all, then you're still just not the person for me, because
Your person would be able to talk to you about
and
that.
he also said, well, I wish I would have known that you were going to ask about this, so I could have written out a script. And I was like, well,
Was he saying that in like a condescending way, like being facetious?
I don't know, but I was like, oh, I thought we could just like talk about our lives and
Yeah.
just like naturally and just freely.
Well, it sounds like he said it like, oh, I wish if I knew you were going to ask me about this, I would have wrote out a script. Like you were asking too many questions so he could just like have something, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was just
I don't
like,
like the way he said that.
it was just a little odd. I'm like, I may be nuts for how I left that environment, but I'm not nuts for like wanting to like pursue something with someone who like has some ambition.
I agree.
And I stand by that.
I stand by that.
I have another thing to talk about, but unless you do, I've been talking a lot.
No, it's okay.
Okay, so hard pivot. I went to Sephora. Now, this is really important for me to tell you. Okay. That I went to Sephora after I left your house when I did the sauna and the cold plunge.
Okay.
So I am dehydrated, okay?
Yeah.
I was in that sauna for like 20 minutes. It sucked out every little like ounce of the hydration in my body.
Yeah.
I wanted it to, okay? Like that's what I did the sauna for.
Yeah.
But then I go to Sephora and I don't really have a reason to be at Sephora. I just kind of want to see what's up, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm browsing. One of the ladies comes up to me. She's like, you look like you want to spend some money. And I was like, I kind of do. And she said, come try this new thing. And so they have this machine that you put your head in this machine, and it's almost like you're at the eye doctor.
Uh-huh.
And it takes all these different pictures of your face. Okay. It gives you your skin age. Okay. Do you want to know what my skin age was that day?
What?
44.
No way.
Okay. And so
that's got to be a gimmick because your skin is like so good. Like you have like the most like you don't have lines on your face.
Well, and so I was like, oh my God. I was like, you're joking. Like, this is nuts. And I was like, I just got out of the sauna. She goes, oh my gosh, well, don't do this today. Like,
oh, okay.
You know, like she's like, come back literally tomorrow. And I was like, no. I want to see what this thing says. Wait, I need
44. There's literally no way.
Oh my gosh. I wonder if there's like an expiration date on I've been like
picture?
waiting to like show you this, because the other thing that I didn't know, it takes all these pictures of your face, and I didn't exactly know what it was in the beginning. I thought that it was going to be one of those things where you put your face in there and then it puts on like the makeup on your face. Like you should have this color skin tone, like foundation and eye, like whatever. So my eyes are open. No, I guess you're supposed to close your eyes. So I look like a serial killer, just like my eyes wide open in this. And I look like dad. Like, hold on.
Did you take a screenshot?
I did. Actually, I did. You're right. Okay. Let me go. But it did. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay, that's like not flattering on anyone.
No, it's not. But it gave me, it was like really interesting and helpful. It tells you like where your dry spots are, like where you're oily. It does like where your you have the most sun damage on your face right now. So like which is, I have so many freckles, so it's kind of like everywhere. But for me, it's like my upper forehead, like my lips, she's like, you have to wear sunscreen at least on those spots, like all the time. Do you not wear
sunscreen?
I do, but not like I have you know that little brand where it's like the yellow little bottle and it's like the sunscreen, it's like Glow or something like that.
Supergoop?
Yeah. Like I wear that, but she's like, you might want like an actual sunscreen, like the top of your forehead and like upper lip, just because there's like sun damage and whatever. And but then I was like, okay, I need some skincare. I ended up spending like $200.
What'd you get?
I'll show you.
I can't believe that it said your skin was 44. Like, there's literally no way. That's like, I know. Honestly, like, well, but scam.
And this girl was like so good though, because she literally wrote out, I got like 3 or 4 things. She wrote out exactly like, in the morning do this, PM, like, so I literally gave her my phone. She's just typing in my notes app, just whatever. She gave me these for free.
I love those.
She gave me, but she's like, I think you're gonna like these. I'm
obsessed. Dr. Dennis Gross peel pads. Like, honestly, those are one thing I will say, that if you spend your money on any skincare, because skincare like doesn't really, like, you don't see like a huge effect most of the time, you know, but like those, you will see your skin clear up.
This,
I've never tried that. Is that In Beauty? What is
yes,
it?
It's
okay.
In Beauty.
Everyone's obsessed with In Beauty right now.
That, it's called Elastic Skin. Also In Beauty, Pore Refine. This is what you do like at nighttime, like every other day or something. But the Elastic Skin you do every day. This, I've only been doing it for 2 days or something now. Like my face feels so like
bouncy,
like literally
your skin
bouncy.
Does look really, really good.
So something is working, but I was crazy dehydrated, and I was like, bitch, I'm coming back in 3 days.
I'm coming back in 3 days.
One of the girls, she said, one of the employees did it, and she had a skin age of 6, and I was like, is she still bragging about it? Because like I would, but it's crazy.
One of the girls, her skin age was 6. How old was she?
I don't know, like an employee age. I didn't ask how old. I know she wasn't. No, 6.
That's like, I'm sorry, that is like such a scam. Nobody's skin who is employee age is the age of 6.
Okay, 6? But it does show you like where you have wrinkles. And like what I didn't tell her is that I get Dysport, but like, and I'm getting Dysport on Thursday. So like right now, like I have some wrinkles, but like not as much as I used to before.
Your forehead looks so much better.
It's so much better, but like, and it showed like just like a little bit of lines, like where like I have them a little bit right now.
Yeah.
And then kind of more like around my eyes, because I've never touched anything around my eyes.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch.
And I'm like, okay, that tracks. Like this tracks. It's just it was really cool, and I wish I could show you my report, but I guess it has like an expiration date.
Okay, well, shout out to Sephora, I guess, but like go in there with like, take it with a grain of salt, because I'm sorry, 44, like that's in what world? Even if after the sauna your skin is not 44.
I was dried up like a little prune.
Yeah, but like you're 30.
44 was wild, and I literally couldn't stop talking about it. And all of the other like Sephora girls, like I kept, because I was bringing everyone in, like, because I went in by myself, and then I got this tragic news, and so I just like couldn't stop like talking about it. And I was like, what was your skin age? Mine was 44. And they're like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, no, seriously, like that's disgusting. Like I am not 44.
You're not 44. Like you're not even close to 44.
That's why I was like, we need to fix this.
No, even if I got the skin age of 44 and I'm 36, I would be like, no, I'm not. Like my skin isn't 8 years older than me.
I know. And she did say, she was like, this is not accurate. Like you like this isn't accurate. And I was like, that's what it said.
Well, let's go back to the fact that you are now a sauna and cold plunge girly.
I love it.
You love it. What do you like about it? Do you actually think what do you think the cold plunge does for you?
So I think the cold plunge is like, so I like the sauna first because it's like, I love sweating. I love sweating, and I love sweating while sitting.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like I'm doing something while I'm doing nothing.
Yeah.
And because it's so hot, all I'm doing is listening to music and kind of almost like meditating, because at a certain point it gets so hot where you're just like, I can do this. I can do that. You know, and it feels good to force yourself to just
do something like that.
To just like
challenge
chill.
yourself. Yeah.
You know? And then so it's really relaxing. Then the cold plunge is like such a shock to my little body because you're going from this like, I'm so relaxed. Yeah, I'm getting really hot, but like this is okay because like I feel good to like a quick like, here we go, bitch. Like we're going all in and we're gonna tense up and we're gonna just get really freaking cold. It hurts. But then afterwards, it's like, I think just because you're so frozen, then you have to thaw out for a while and then you just feel like a baby. You feel like a brand new person.
It feels like you accomplished something.
It feels like in 30 minutes, I've lived like 2 whole days.
Yeah.
And or like I slept for 2 whole days or something. And you wake up and you're like, okay, like I'm ready to take on the next challenge.
Well, you can obviously, so Paige does it at my house and obviously it's like Mr. Roberts equipment and Mr. Roberts' real name is Nick. I'm sure people probably know that, but so he calls the outdoor situation Nequinox.
Nice.
And so you can come over to Nequinox whenever you want.
No, I am obsessed.
Yeah. Mr. Roberts like is so pumped that you do it. And he's like, whenever she wants to come over, tell her like she can have full access to the sauna cold plunge. Even if you just want to come over, just cold plunge, like it's, or just sauna, like whatever you want to do. I mean, it's not used every second of the day. So.
Well, and it's just crazy because like I'm only in that cold plunge for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And yet like I don't like it feels like so worth it for you guys to have those 2 things because it's like actually when you really think about it, it's like the amount of like minutes like have actually been used in that cold plunge is probably like minimum like a couple hours or something, but it's like being used every single day.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it's like it is the most like, well, I know it's pretty like hyped up right now, but it seems like such an underrated thing that a lot of people like aren't doing. Yeah, I love it.
Oh my god. Well, I'm like, I think cold plunging is like this generation's biggest scam, honestly. But like I do it because it's like I don't know. It could be doing something. Who knows?
Well, like, do you not feel that it's like waking you up?
I feel like it wakes me up, and I feel like I do feel accomplished when I do it because
and you're like
it's
so much
more
hard. Alert afterwards.
It's like a workout. It's really, really hard. And you do feel alert, I guess. Like, and I do it. I try to do it twice a week. It just sucks. Like the sauna fucks with my hair because I get so sweaty, and I can't wash my hair all the time. A, because I have extensions, and B, just because my hair is such a pain to blow dry because I have like frizzy hair. But I'm glad you like it.
I love it.
I love it.
So I'm gonna.
I love it. You sound like Lisa Barlow.
I love it.
Do you ever watch the Real Housewives of Salt Lake?
Well, I did start it, and I actually need to start it back up.
Oh my god, I love it's going on right now, but like it'd be boring for me to talk about with you because like you don't really know them.
No, I don't. But what else are you watching? You don't watch Tell Me Lies.
No.
A lot of people are watching that right now, and it's so good.
I just like I'm gonna be honest with everyone, and I'm gonna be honest with myself. Like I just like don't like scripted television. Like it's just not for me.
I do. Speaking of, I am watching Grotesquerie, which has Travis Kelce in it, and I have to say something because I am obsessed with Travis Kelce, and I really do like the show. However, Travis Kelce's a really bad actor.
Well, duh, he's a football player,
and there's this line that like they're making him say. Because he flirts with this detective, okay? And the first time he said it, he called her Detective Sassy Pants. And I was like, oh, wow, that was crazy.
It was cringe.
So cringe. And then he said it again. And so I think that's like just what he calls her. And so I'm expecting to continue to hear it. But every time he says it, I just die a little bit more inside because I'm like, please stop saying Detective Sassy Pants.
Well, one thing about Ryan Murphy is that he is in his like, he does not give a fuck era with his actors. Like they don't have to be good. They just have to be like known, you know?
Totally.
And like
everything else.
For that, like it's getting people to watch it because like why wouldn't he cast Travis Kelce? Like Travis Kelce doesn't have to be a good actor. Like everyone else can kind of carry
he does play like such a small role. Like what Ryan Murphy does well, I think, is there's the main plot to his shows, which are always
Scary.
yeah,
And
which I
fucked up.
like. But then within the main plot, there's so many like random little subplots where you're
Yeah.
like, wait, do we care about this? Does this like, you know, you're always trying to like figure out like what matters, what doesn't,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And so Travis Kelce, it's like he is like such a subplot that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But and so he doesn't have like that much screen time, but like when he's on the screen, like he looks good. But then he starts
Yeah.
like talking and I'm like, oh, eek. Is that you?
No.
That's me?
That was so scary. I'm gonna cry. Why did that just happen? I have chills. Why did that happen? What is that? What was it?
It was a podcast.
No. No. Paige, what? Why did that just happen? I'm gonna cry. I have tears in my eyes. No.
We don't know why that happened.
No. Oh my God. That was fucking. You're gonna cry. I'm scared. I'm scared. Why did that just happen?
I don't know, but here's the thing. So, oh wow, that really freaks me out because like there have been some noises that I hear in this house, which because Bailey and I live together, there's so much that I can just like assume is her. That like whenever, since she's out of town, like it's only me and the dog. So if the dogs are in the room with me and we hear noise like in another room, it's not Bailey.
Right.
You know? And I've heard that like twice since she's been gone, like something like a door
Yeah.
or something like something falling and or a podcast starting like by itself. My hands were like
Or the
this.
TV like turning on. Has that ever happened to you? It's happened to me. It's so scary.
I don't think the TV's turned on. Not to give anybody any ideas.
Wait, I have to pee.
Just a little update. The Chicago Bears are winning. It is almost halftime. They're winning 27-7.
Yeah, but who are they playing?
Panthers. A win's a win.
Okay. Okay, wait. Speaking of spooky, scary things, the rug.
What?
Okay, isn't that so crazy? Wait, we have to tell people in case they don't know.
They know.
Oh, everyone knows. Like, I mean, this girl's like now famous. Okay. So this girl posted the other day. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I think my house is haunted." She showed like where she sets up like her home office, and it's in this like sunroom. And she came in that morning. Her laptop was closed. She opened it, and the screen was half shattered. And then like next to her little supply shelf, things were just like out of place. And then there was like one little like lip gloss thing that was like on the top shelf. She's like, that has never moved ever.
I'm literally going to cry.
I know. It's so scary. And so she's like, when I moved into this house, the day I moved in, my next door neighbor died. And the day that this happened, or was it the day that it happened, or was it the day they dug?
What about it?
Where the next door was boarded up.
I don't know.
Okay, it was either so. Also, she had been digging for a fence, and 2 feet underground, she hit something, and it is like this carpet material, and it's like a rug
That's like
or
rolled
something.
up.
Yeah, but like she can't really tell because the hole's only like, you know, a foot around, but like she kept digging, and like the rug is in there, and they can't really see like where the rug is oriented, whatever. But either like the day she started digging for the fence, the dead neighbor's house was boarded up, or the morning that this happened, it was being boarded up. But she was joking. She's like, oh my gosh, like what if this is connected because I hit this rug and like all this shit just happened in my sunroom? Like who broke my computer? And then the internet's like, oh my God, we need to see the rug. So she starts showing the rug, and then people are now invested in the rug. So they're like, you need to keep digging. You need to figure
call
it
the
out.
cops.
Yeah. So she does 2 things. She calls the cops come out, and she also calls the realtor who sold them the house. And the people who had lived in the house before were 90 and 95, and they're in like a senior living facility. So they talk to the daughter. The daughter's like, I have have no idea what happened with this rug. I can go over and ask my parents, but reminder, they're 90 and 95 and like I have to have time to get up there, whatever. So meanwhile, the cops come out and they're like, this is kind of weird. She starts having a digging party, and then the cops are like, why don't we just send out a team of cadaver dogs to see what they think. And these dogs are trained in cemetery. So they're trained with like bodies that are like buried like, 6 feet underground. And the officer was also telling her like, we've had cadaver dogs on boats and they've marked like on a boat, and we've like stuck our little pole in and we've like found a body. So like these dogs are like, they're not 100% accurate. Like they're not machines, but they're also like pretty accurate. Both dogs come out. She's on live. And
yeah, that was wild.
Side note, but while this is all going down, she had 6,000 followers and she now has over 2 million followers. Like it is crazy. I've not seen someone jump up to that many followers. Like even Jake Shane didn't have that kind of like growth.
Well, because this is true crime is like so big, and this was real life.
Yeah. So 100,000 people are in this live, which is insane. Both dogs they do their command or whatever on the hole where this rug is. And like they are off leash. They're just like sniffing around. They both fucking sit on this hole. And you can hear her reaction. She's like, like she was like, I was not expecting this. She's like, I was expecting the cadaver dogs to not sit, and like I could just like keep on building my fence, and like LOL, that was so funny. Like what a crazy thing. So then the very next day, like the crime scene people come out and they start digging up this fucking rug, and they excavate the rug and there's nothing in the rug.
Well, the thing that's crazy is the day that like the dogs sat or whatever, I'm telling my coworkers, I'm like, oh my God, there's a body in this rug.
Yeah.
I'm telling like everybody, I'm like, have you heard about
how was there not a body in the rug?
And then I was done working by the time that they opened the rug, and there was nothing in there. So then I felt like an idiot. And it was like after work hours, but I had to like respond to like my work group chat, be like, hey guys, just letting you know in case anyone was still invested in this, like there's nothing in the rug.
Yeah.
But like, how was there nothing in the rug? Or is there just nothing in the rug now? Like, was there a body rolled up in the rug that they brought to another location? Yeah. But then they're like, we don't want to keep this rug. We also have to like bury the evidence. You know what I mean? To where it's like, we dump the body in one location, we bury the rug that the body was rolled up in a different location.
Yeah. But I was just looking at her numbers. Every single video has like 5, 10, 30 million. Like it's crazy.
That's nuts.
Like, and then did you hear that somebody logged into her account because they like sent her an email and they're like, oh, we're from TikTok support, fill out this form. And she did it and it wasn't from TikTok, and they stole all the money in her creator fund. She probably had like at least $10,000 in there. Like, I'm not even kidding.
People are so mean.
No, people are crazy. But it made me think, like, this whole rug situation, it made me think of that documentary we just watched, Into the Fire. Yeah, because like it's crazy that mom knew the girl was buried back there.
It's crazy that conversation of like, oh, she's in the backyard or whatever, and they kept doing all these like aerial views of throughout the years, like that one spot of and how so many other like things have changed, but like this spot, it's like it's here, like this is the spot. And
that was also in Ohio, or was that in Ohio, or was it in Michigan? I think it was in Michigan.
I don't know,
but this girl, it took place in Columbus, Ohio. It's like the same thing. It's the Midwest.
Also, I just have to say, spoiler alert to anyone who hasn't watched that documentary yet, but we did tell you to watch it, so hopefully you did. It's just crazy to me. Like, this person had gotten away with so many crimes throughout his life, and yet you keep trash with like dates. You know what I mean? Because that was like the thing where it's like, we know that it was like his trash because of like the diapers from the newborn or something, and then like the dates from these like rappers that he had, and it's like, you just, like you're dumb. Like you're
Yeah.
like you thought you were so smart and you're just so dumb.
Yeah,
like
but he had gotten away with it for over 30 years.
yeah, that's
plus.
true. That's true.
If it wasn't this mom, the bio mom, he would have died like, and no one would know.
That's true.
No, that documentary was so good. It literally is like one of the best true crime documentaries I've ever seen.
And it was only 2 episodes.
I know, and it was like kind of quick, and it just like it engaged you the entire time.
Well, because every 15 minutes there was like this crazy turn that it was taking
Yeah.
that you're like, how did we get here? Why are we talking about this? And then you're
Yeah.
like, oh my God, that's why we're talking about
Yeah.
this. It was wild.
Like the jinx was crazy because it happened in real time.
Well, it's like that is literally like a narcissist's worst nightmare. He's like, yeah, I want you to do this documentary.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, fuck.
And the guy's like, actually, like, can you explain this? And he's like, I have to go to the bathroom real quick. And he's like, literally like,
They caught you. They caught you, damn it.
and he's like burping. He's like, because you know when your stomach hurts when you like are like so nervous.
The letters.
He has,
they
like, murder
found the
burps.
letters. And he sounds like
He's like, your cat. Your cat.
You're caught. They know you did it.
So fucking creepy. Like that guy,
So-
like,
And then it's like, but can you imagine these documentarians, whatever they're called? It's like they don't even like at that moment they didn't know, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it's like it's not until somebody is going back and like listening to something and it's like, wait, what?
it was like, well, the thing that was the smoking gun was the letter.
Right, but like no, like them being like, wait, do we have audio of
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And like they wouldn't have known that they had that audio, you know what I mean? Like unless
No,
they
that
looked
was
for
when
it.
the guy was confronting him. The director of the documentary was like, hey, can you explain this this letter, because it was written the exact same way as he would address other letters, and it was like the same. So they had him on camera and he was mic'd up, and then so it wasn't like they had to look back for the audio. He was like, oh, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick, like, and then he went to the bathroom, and that's when he was doing his murder burps and like talking to himself in the mirror.
I remembered that, but like the guy who he was being interviewed, like he wasn't listening to his
sound
mic.
guys were on.
Right.
Yeah.
But like that guy who's interviewing him isn't hearing the bathroom conversation right at that moment. So he's like confronting him, and
Yeah.
he's like, he's in the bathroom.
I forget how it all went down, like, because I think he did know, like, the guy, like, there was audio there, but it's so fucking crazy.
That's
That is
nuts.
The Jinx is crazy. That one, and then the one with like
The stairs, the owl.
the stair one, like, didn't really get me. Like, I'm like, okay, the owl, it's a compelling argument, but I just like, it's so unfeasible. Like,
It's nuts.
but the one that with the guy who had the baby with the crazy fucking woman, no, that's the saddest. What's it called?
Joshua,
Dear Joshua or Dear Matthew or something like that. That one, hold on, let me like Google it real quick.
what was his
Dear
name?
True crime. What was that one?
Dear
Zachary.
Joshua.
Dear Zachary. That one is so good. It is so sad though. Like, if you are in like a sad mood, like, don't watch that one. That one like will literally bring you to like the depths of hell, because the pure evil of that woman, and like the grandparents could do nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing they could do, and this woman is truly the like living, breathing, like, she's an evil person.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, there's people out there that are just like mostly bad. Like, I don't think everyone's like all bad, all good, but like, I think there are people who skew on the spectrum of like mostly bad.
Well, yeah, because it's like, I think so many people want to believe that people aren't trying to be evil.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people, you know, do something bad and they like get away with it. And if they're not doing the bad thing to the same person all the time, it's like, if I do something like bad to you one time, you're like, that was kind of fucking weird, but like,
Yeah.
maybe I'm not gonna say anything, like,
Yeah.
whatever. But if I keep doing something bad to you, like, eventually it's like, oh my God, stop.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you're doing these bad things, like, to this person over here, this, like, and you're like, oh, I can get away with this. I can get away with this. Like you just are learning what you can get away with. And then eventually you're just like really, really bad.
And it's like Diddy. Like Diddy is a bad, bad person. And Diddy deserves to rot in jail.
I'm scared to learn what all comes out.
I know.
I think so scared.
We're going to have, speaking of Garth Brooks, like we're going to have a lot of our heroes fall. Like think about it. Kanye's music is kind of ruined for me. Like, I'm sorry. The way he talked about like the Jews, I just was like, I can't. And that sucks that we lose Kanye's music because I loved his music. Now Diddy, whatever, his music like is not my favorite, but he produces a lot of really good music. And then if Jay-Z is somehow involved in this, which I think a lot of signs are pointing to Jay-Z being involved because like the Aaliyah stuff and like just how close they were with R. Kelly, another one we lost. But like Jay-Z's music, like I love Jay-Z. He's like one of my favorite rappers. Jay-Z and Kanye are two of my favorite rappers. And like, it's really fucking shitty.
Well, and whoever that person was, I don't know if he was like an attorney, a mayor, a police officer, whatever. But like when they said like, we are going after the people who were not only like involved in the act of things, but also the people who would watch and the people who knew about it and didn't say anything. It's like that's gonna be so many people.
It's gonna be so many people. The thing about this though is like we know that Diddy did this at parties. However, I think that people are trying to go after anyone that's ever been at a Diddy party, which is like every celebrity ever, because he used to throw like these crazy parties. But I think it's like stuff that happened in the after parties because people are like, oh, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, whatever. And now that could very well be true. But like just because somebody was at a party does not mean that they are guilty.
Totally. Because I also think that could be I don't know if it's been confirmed or not, but like these like underground tunnels or whatever. But like if that's true, think about it. If you have a really big party going on to where it's like most of everyone in the industry of like the who's who is like at the party, like that's kind of a really good alibi. It's like, oh yeah, like everyone who's anyone is there. And then some of those people maybe go downstairs and doing the really bad stuff or whatever. And then they like come back up to the party and it's like, no one else like knows. And so then it does give the people doing the bad things where it's like, well, like we were all at the party, like and the other people who weren't doing anything bad, it's like, oh yeah, no, like I was at the party, like I didn't see anything bad. It like it gives them kind of an alibi.
I know. The Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis of it all, though, going back to that this is like such a bad look for them because they wrote the letters for Danny Masterson. And there's so many videos of Ashton Kutcher being like, oh, Diddy's parties, what happens at Diddy parties, stay at Diddy's parties. It's just, I don't know. Again, like I want to be like Ashton Kutcher would never, but like also we don't know.
Well, and it's like there's so many things we don't know. Ashton might be like, for all we know, it's like maybe he really likes to like do shrooms and like acid or whatever. And maybe it's like that's maybe something he doesn't want to talk about publicly, but it's like at Diddy's parties, like the drugs are flowing or so, like
well,
that.
I'm sure Diddy's parties, his upstairs parties are fucking crazy too.
But still about things that you don't like. You wouldn't want to talk about. It's like, I don't want people to know I'm doing like shrooms and acid. So
or
like
what's, lines of cocaine.
Exactly. But it's like I would rather people know that instead of you know what I mean? So it could be anything that we just don't know.
Well, did you see that one model? I saw this like a while ago. I think like I saw it last year. And she was talking about how she was 19. She was invited to the studio with Diddy and Kanye. And it was her and her manager. Her manager is a female too. And like she's like another pretty like girl, and they're in LA, and it's Diddy, Kanye, and like a couple other guys there, like the sound engineer and like Kanye's cousin and someone else. And this girl says that they gave them drinks, and she's like, immediately I took a sip and I was like, this is not good. And she was trying to get her manager's attention, but the manager was drinking it, and the manager started getting like woozy, and she was trying to like save the manager, but the manager was like across the room from her. And she started getting nervous because the manager passed out, and like Diddy and Kanye started to corner her, and she was like, they were pawing at me, like tearing my clothes off my body. And she was like, I was looking at the sound engineer engineer, just like pleading with him, like saying like, help me. And the guy like didn't help her. And so luckily she like got out of the studio, hid in another studio, and somehow she got her manager out. Now I'm pretty sure that manager is in a lawsuit with Kanye. So when I say Kanye is a bad person, he's like involved, like this is what I mean. Like he's literally involved. Like this is all allegedly, but like this model, she's not a model, she's a singer. She has nothing to gain from this.
Yeah.
Like if anything, like she has everything to lose by doing this. She's not trying to be a creator. She's not trying to be like, hey guys, like who the fuck did I marry? Like, you know, that kind of thing. Like this is something that, and she came out with her story after Cassie's original story came out, like kind of corroborating, like standing with Cassie. Like nobody wants to come out after Diddy because Diddy literally will fuck your life up. Like he will kill you. He will blow up your car. Kid Cudi. Like it's crazy that all this shit is happening. Like, so I think people like the sound engineer, like that's somebody they're going to go after. Like, I think it's like these little instances like that where people are sat by and watched a woman literally get assaulted.
Yeah.
And that girl's of age. There's other girls that weren't. They said the youngest girl is 9.
No.
Yes. Like it's fucking crazy. Diddy is like, if this is true, which it's most likely true, allegedly, he is like the face of evil on planet Earth.
Yeah. But it's scary because like he's just not the only one.
Exactly. And it's like, it's scary like that there's other people that are involved that are of power. And it's like, how much power do you need? Like, what does this do for you watching another human being suffer, like for your own enjoyment?
Yeah.
It's like, it's very like biblical almost, you know, where it's like satanic.
Well, and it's like, is the Illuminati real?
It sounds exactly.
like it.
Exactly. No, it's like, I used to think the Illuminati was like not a
what
thing.
a crazy conspiracy theory. And it's like, what?
Well, and it's like, okay, maybe it's not called the Illuminati. Maybe it's called like the freak off parties.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the part that we got wrong. But like Jay-Z and Beyonce, it's like, okay, if Jay-Z's involved, like, what does Beyonce know?
Well, and that's the thing that I was talking to Bailey about, because I was like, I'm very concerned for Beyonce because right. I think that, again, alleged, guys, I don't know anything, but I think that it doesn't seem far-fetched for me that there would be actual hard evidence against Jay-Z.
Right.
And so from there, it's like one could maybe assume, depending on the evidence that's found and would be admissible in court, one could assume that his wife, who they've been together for a very long time, knows about certain things.
Yeah.
Now, as long as there's no evidence for her, then I don't think she would have to like testify because they're married, right? Yeah. I don't know if that means that she would have to testify on behalf of like Diddy because Diddy's not her husband. Like, I don't know how that works, but like, I'm like, please tell me that there's like no evidence against Beyonce.
I know, like
I need there to not be.
I need there to not be evidence about Beyonce. Just not only because I love Beyonce, but B, because Beyonce's a woman. And like, if she was involved in this, like it will be so sad that she knew stuff was going on and like she couldn't fix it. But like, look at the way these men fucking treat their women. Like Kim Porter died from pneumonia. I'm sorry. She's like, was a 40-something-year-old woman who was the first one on the fucking scene too. Corey Gamble. Like shit like that. Like it's just going to be like a lot of chips falling in this.
Now that some of this is coming out to be true, it's just like every conspiracy theory ever is just like unraveling.
Yeah.
And it's stressing me out. Like I'm scared.
And like I'm interested to see the names that are gonna come out. Like I'm interested to also see if there's other stuff that we've known throughout the years, because there's this, I'm like on Diddy Talk, and there's this girl who like, she's not giving conspiracy. She's giving like facts that we've seen on like shows and interviews throughout the year. And she's kind of like connecting the dots on them. she's not somebody who's like, oh yeah, like Kanye did this to Taylor to save her life.
Yeah.
Like she's not in that. She's like dealing with the facts. But there's a lot of stuff surrounding Aaliyah, and Aaliyah was like a huge star when I was like in middle school. Pick yourself up and try again. She was like this stunning, really, really young. She was like 16, 17-year-old girl. She's involved with like the Diddy crew, R. Kelly. R. Kelly was dating her when he was 27. Gag.
I know.
Gag. And like everyone just sat around and was like, oh, this is funny. Like, are they or aren't they dating? Like, she's 16 years old. It's fucking disgusting. Like, why didn't we protect Aaliyah? Then there's this whole like, there's always been like an interesting conversation around Aaliyah's death because she was like about to be the next Beyonce, and she died in a plane crash, and she didn't feel good going into the plane crash. She was super sleepy. They had to carry her on the plane. People think they drugged her, and she said, I don't want to get on this plane. She like literally called someone and said, I don't want to get on this plane. That person said, don't get on the plane. The pilot changed last minute, and then the plane fucking crashed and Aaliyah died. And it was just like such a weird thing. And like there's a lot of stuff surrounding like R. Kelly versus Jay-Z, like who was gonna get Aaliyah, and it's all like evidence.
Yeah.
And it's alleged evidence, I guess I should say. Like,
It's
are we gonna
alleged.
get? Yeah. But like, it's so disgusting that all this stuff was going on right in front of our fucking faces.
Well, the reason it's like obviously everything's alleged, but it's like the reason we're talking about it now is because like now we don't know what is true and what isn't true. And people talk about conspiracy theories all the time, but it's like you thinking back to like Aaliyah, it's like that Aaliyah was coming up the same time as Beyonce.
Yeah.
And it's like that whole thing where it's like we can only have one, like because would Beyonce be Beyonce if there was like such competition? Like we don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
But it's like to even think so we're gonna take care of the problem is like nuts. And if all of this like comes out to be like true, even if a portion of these like conspiracy theories come out to be true,
still
like
crazy.
I'm scared of the world we live in.
Yeah. Well, another thing, Maya, remember Maya?
No.
She was on, I mean, you know her from Lady Marmalade.
Oh,
She
yeah.
also sings the Rugrats theme song, Take Me There, I Want to Go There. Maya was huge when I was in middle school too. She was like another one to watch. And supposedly she turned down one of the guys, either Jay-Z or Diddy's advancements, and she was blackballed from the music industry. And she like literally talks about it. She's like, no one would work with me.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And it's crazy. Like you just see people who are so lucky to have been protected from this world. Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Like she's so lucky to have had the parents. She had educated, well-off parents that had enough power and money to be able to be like, okay, this is the moves we're going to make for our kid. So she can continue to get as far in this career as she wants in a very protected way. And then you see Justin Bieber, who did not have that. Like his parents were divorced. They were super young. And who knows what fucking happened with Justin Bieber, because Justin Bieber, he was discovered by Usher and like Scooter Braun. Actually, I think Scooter Braun is like on the right side of history with this. I think, who knows? Because Scooter, I don't think fucks with Diddy, but who knows?
But apparently like Usher's in the mix, and
Usher and Diddy, like,
and R. Kelly, yeah, and Jay-Z,
So,
like them four.
I don't know. Scooter could be like, who fucking knows like about that, but yeah, that's really scary. And like Justin obviously has so much mental health struggles, so many mental health struggles.
And it's like, I don't know if this happened, but like there is a world where like I think of Justin Bieber and Taylor Swift, where it's like starting out for like, imagine if like Usher goes to Justin and his mom and it's like, hey, you know what? Like, I'm going to take you under my wing. Like, I know you guys don't have the money to pay for the studio time and blah, blah, blah. But like, you can come to my studio. Like, you can do my, like, I'm going to pay for your studio time and like introduce you to the right people or whatever. And it's like, oh my God, thank you.
Yeah.
Like we are so lucky to have met this person, and that like, because otherwise, like, we don't have the money to like pay for the studio, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas like Taylor Swift like did have the money to pay for her studio time and like all that kind of stuff. So it's like, it could be like, oh, thank you, but no thanks, because we're working at this studio and like we already like we already put the deposit down and like whatever, you know what I mean? And even something as simple as that in the beginning could be like how their paths were so different. You know what I mean? And it's
it's
nuts.
so scary. And it's like, as a society, like at our basic core level, like we have to protect the kids. Like I think that's like an obvious thing to say, but it's so crazy that we live in a world where people like aren't protecting the kids, because the kids are the next, like if we have a generation of sick kids that are mistreated, then that just perpetuates this whole cycle. And it's sick that we live in a world where like that is not the case.
Yeah, so I guess stay tuned, like, as we keep learning more about.
I know, like, sorry to bring it such a dark level, but it's just like, it's really gonna be crazy, and I feel like it's all gonna start coming out like in the end of the year.
Yeah, it's got to be coming out soon.
Yeah, because he said all these people know, like they've been contacted, they know who they are. Can you imagine? There's just like,
imagine like wait, like you're counting down the days until the world knows that you're involved in this. Like,
yeah, no, imagine the guy who's like the sound engineer, who's probably not rich, he's probably like decently well off, and he was so fucking scared of Diddy that he just sat by and did nothing because Diddy is such a psychopath. And then now you have to take the fall for this fucking psychopath because he, you know, like you're too big of a coward to stand up to him, but also if you do stand up to him, he could kill you.
Yeah, but also remember what mom always said, guilty by association.
Literally.
Damn.
That is so crazy. But
like, is there anything we could talk about to like
lighter?
Yeah, to bring up the
I don't know. Is there anything else? Let's like take a little peek-see on Liz Wood's story. I feel like Liz Wood is where I get all my news. She's honestly like my New York Times. Is she your New York Times?
She's great. Maybe she should be.
Okay, wait. Taylor, so it kind of sucks because the Chiefs don't play today. They play tomorrow. Do you think Taylor is going to be
at the game?
Yeah.
Yes.
You do.
I do. I think that she's going to be at the game because it's a home game and she doesn't start the Eras tour till, well, I guess it would be, I think she starts on Friday.
Oh, really?
Or maybe it's the following Friday.
Okay, let's see. I think is she going to New Orleans?
New Orleans.
Or is it Miami first?
New Orleans.
NOLA. Let's go to taylorswift.com/tour. Just kidding. Are we going to go to Taylor Swift's concert?
Are you asking me that question?
Yes.
Does anyone know where we can get some tickets? Because I would love to.
Does anyone know where we could possibly procure some tickets? Oh my God, I hate these pop-ups. Stop. Okay, US dates. Friday, October 18th, she's rocking the stage at Hard Rock.
Okay, so that's next.
Yeah, so
next week.
I think she will for sure be at tomorrow's game. A, because it's at home, and B, because if she doesn't, then everyone's gonna be like swirling.
They've already been swirling, but it's like the last two games have been like away games. Okay. If she's not at the next home game, when she doesn't have her next tour till the following Friday, then maybe we have something to talk about.
Okay, here's what I think the plan should be between you and me. And I'm not made of money right now, but like, I think that we should just fly to Indy, stay with Shayna, and then look at the tickets each day and see if we can get tickets for like $700.
Well, it's always hard to put a number on it. That's the problem. That's the problem.
No, that's the problem. Like, I don't want to spend $1,000 again.
It's just hard to like, because we do need to go in.
Maybe I should just like do a desperate plea like TikTok to like a brand, and I'll say, my sister will get your brand TikToked or tattooed.
on
her
TikTok.
body on TikTok, and all you have to do is just buy us tickets. And like honestly, for a brand, that's $3,000 ish for us too. And
I'd be your walking billboard for
and
life.
you'll be your walking billboard.
Where
would you get it tattooed?
Where would I get? So I think it depends on the brand.
So if it's like, let's say Coca-Cola.
Oh my God, I love Coca-Cola.
Would you do it on your wrist?
Absolutely.
Honestly, that'd be kind of sick. That's like kind of like punk to have like Coca-Colas.
Like I would get that for sure. Like on like
What
somewhere.
about Pepsi?
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because dad's like Pepsi, mom's Coke.
Yeah.
So, okay, Pepsi and Coke. What about Poppy?
I could do Poppy. People would be like people might think I have.
Where would you put your Poppy tattoo?
I would love to put my Poppy tattoo like maybe like on my back.
Like a tramp stamp?
No, like
On your
like,
shoulder?
Yeah, like kind of like on my shoulder, and then have like poppy flowers.
Ooh,
too.
or fruit. Fruit would be cute
Fruit.
because like they're like fruity.
So just like poppy and fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poppy with like a couple strawberries and maybe like a lemon.
Okay.
Okay. What if it's like Terminex, like a termite solution?
Wow. Now we're getting really into it. I would put that on my butt. I would also put it on my other foot.
Your feet are already like,
My feet are already, well, my left foot has like the biggest tattoo on it that I am not going to get removed. So
what if it's like something like LinkedIn, like a tech company comes to the table and they're like, we will buy your Eras Tour. Okay. What if LinkedIn comes to the table and they're like, we will buy your Eras Tour tickets, floor seats.
okay.
And you have to get a LinkedIn tattoo somewhere visible on your body. Like
Okay.
it can't be the butt, it can't be the foot. Like it has to be like in the main region. And it can't be like hidden by, like it has to be like on an extremity, like an arm or a neck or a face.
I was going to say, what if it's the back of my neck and it's visible when I have my hair in a ponytail?
Honestly, deal. Like if you have LinkedIn on the back of your neck, that's like an amazing billboard. Like when you're at a festival, your hair's up and you're just like LinkedIn.
And I would be the LinkedIn girl.
Yeah, you'd be the LinkedIn girl.
Honestly, LinkedIn, if you're listening.
LinkedIn, Terminex,
No,
Coca-Cola. What about like Raid? Like roach repellent.
And then they got a roach.
Yeah.
Like, maybe like thigh.
Thigh.
Yeah.
Upper thigh.
Yeah, like upper thigh.
What if he's written Terminex on my upper thigh, only in my mind? That's a good
Or
one.
like an ankle tat.
An ankle tap, and like on the other side it's like a bug.
Yeah.
Like ants crawling up your leg. What's another good brand that we could really pitch for? Like a food brand, like Hot Cheetos. Like what?
Oh my God. If Cheetos wanted, if
Dream brand.
Dream brand Cheetos,
To get tattooed on my body, dream brand.
I would get Cheetos tattooed literally like a little, the little stick and pokes. I'd put you anywhere.
Yeah.
Little stick and poke anywhere.
Like Hot Cheetos would be kind of like cool. Taco Bell would be another I would get honestly, we would get matching Taco Bell
Like
tattoos.
Especially if it's just like the bell of their Taco Bell. Like for sure.
I would get that on my wrist.
Yeah, I would get it like here. I would get it right here.
Okay, actually, that's a good one. Okay, Taco Bell, if you get us tickets to Eras Tour, they have to be decent tickets, okay? Like
No, we're not going in the nosebleeds.
no, we're not going in the nosebleeds and having your brand tattooed on our body for life, but we will get tattoos of Taco Bell's bell.
Yeah.
And we will make so much fucking content.
We will, Taco Bell, please listen to me. Because what we'll do, we will go to Taco Bell first, get our order, go to the tattoo parlor, be eating our Taco Bell while we're getting the Taco Bell bell tattooed on our body.
Yeah.
Then you give us the Eras Tour tickets.
We go to Eras Tour.
And
we
before,
are
we
screaming.
we pregame with Taco Bell.
Yeah, we're obviously eating Taco Bell before.
And after.
That's what I was going to say. And like we are singing with our hands in the air with our new Tattoo.
And our friendship bracelets.
And our friendship
Because
bracelets.
we put the bell on our wrist,
Yeah.
like you said, and we take pictures with our friendship bracelets.
Yeah, and then after the concert, we always get Taco Bell. Like this is such an organic thing too, because we are Taco Bell stans.
Because, and you know what? Because we also agree that Taco Bell is for breakfast,
Yeah,
lunch, and dinner.
and I just want to say we've been eating Taco Bell for breakfast like way before anyone else was eating.
Since
Taco
we could
Bell.
have solid foods.
Yeah, like we've been eating Taco Bell for breakfast since we were probably, I don't even know. Like I want to say I was in middle school.
Since they had hash browns.
no,
Do you remember when they had hash browns?
but we didn't even used to get hash browns. We used to just get
Me
a
and
ton
Dad-
of
me and
bean
Dad
and
did.
cheese burritos.
We would eat them in the car. When we brought the burritos back home.
Our family has been eating Taco Bell bean and cheese burritos for breakfast longer than
I've lived in Texas.
oh, for sure. And we all have such a specific bean and cheese burrito order. Like we've said this before, but I do bean and cheese burrito, add sour cream. Sometimes I'll do extra sauce if I'm feeling so crazy in the burrito. And then obviously hot sauce on the side. Yours is very specific.
Bean and cheese burrito, no onions, which also means don't add the sour cream.
Yeah.
But I have to say that because everyone in my family wants to add the freaking sour cream.
Because it's so good.
So I have to say no onions, no sour cream, and I do the mild sauce with my burrito.
Yeah. I used to be a mild sauce girly, but I graduated to hot sauce because I like it spicy.
I am obsessed with their, and I will say I do buy the mild sauce like in the bottle. It doesn't taste the same.
Yeah.
There's
you have to get it
there's
in the
something
packet.
the packet hits different.
No, and I was the kid that would like we'd
Suck.
get extra mild sauce because I would just be chowing down on the mild sauce on the way home. I'd be
It's
like
an appetizer.
no, it was my appetizer. I would like use it like you know how people take the vitamins like out of the squirt thing.
No, you would
packet?
use it like when we were at a diner on like a Sunday morning. Like you would slurp the creamer.
No, you would slurp the creamer.
Me?
Yeah.
We both would.
I would take shots of creamer, but I also was taking shots of mild sauce from a very early age. Like I don't understand how Taco Bell has not worked with me yet. It's honestly criminal.
It is.
I talk about Taco Bell all the time.
Well, that's why.
It's like they're getting so much
They're
free.
getting free advertising.
I know, but it's like I would literally do a monthly segment with Taco Bell. Like Taco Bell should honestly put me on a yearly retainer because I really like I was thinking I'm like I don't love fast food. Like I'm really not like a big fast food girly. However, I am a huge Taco Bell.
Well, because
girly.
Taco Bell's family.
Yeah.
They're not fast food. They're family.
I'm not like ever I feel like our family does like fast food, but like you guys kind of like you spread your seed a little bit more than me. Like I'm
not recently, Clark.
but like I only do like I was not really a McDonald's girl.
Okay, well,
And Chick-fil-A. I'm not really a Chick-fil-A girl. I'm In-N-Out. I will fuck with In-N-Out. I'll do like a taco from Jack in the Box from time to time. But like really, if I'm having any sort of cheat meal that is
Taco
fast
Bell.
food, it is 100% Taco Bell. I was going through my Postmates orders from like way back in the day.
Taco Bell.
I was going through something in November 2016. It was like all Taco Bell.
Whenever I try to limit myself because for a while I was like ordering every single week.
Yeah.
But now I've realized when I'm like, okay, I can order something, I'm either ordering Taco Bell or BJ's. Those are like the only two
You
things
do
I
love
love.
BJ's.
I love BJ's.
You love BJ's.
I love Taco Bell and I love BJ's. And you know what? BJ's, here's the thing.
Actually, BJ's, she'll get you tattooed
We
on
want
it.
Taco Bell, but like BJ's, I'll get
Honestly,
you tattooed
I'll
too.
do. She's a BJ's girl, but I am a Chili's girl, like through and through. I've always loved
the
Chili's.
chili would be chili pepper.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
that
yeah,
would
yeah.
be really cute.
And that's like very on brand for me. Like honestly, Chili's hit me up. I love Chili's, and I've loved Chili's. The thing about me is like I'm consistent. Like I've always consistently wanted Taco Bell. If it was like my choice for dinner, I would want Taco Bell or Chili's. I loved Chili's, and I was like never eating things off the kids menu. I was like going balls deep into some wings at Chili's.
yeah.
I'm trying to see. Like all of my Postmates order are Taco Bell. Like it's honestly like
Well, and here's the other great thing about ordering Taco Bell is it hits different and it's better for leftovers because I always order more than I can eat in one sitting because I never know what the day's going to hold.
Right.
And maybe I'm going to not have time to make dinner, but thank God I have that extra burrito in my refrigerator that I can just heat up. You can't heat up fries like you can a bean and cheese burrito.
Well, that's like a you thing because I don't really fuck with Taco Bell. Ooh, I wonder what I ordered on April 29th where I got $70 worth of Taco Bell. Like, that's a lot.
Wow, that's impressive.
I know. $50 at Taco Bell. I was probably ordering for I'm like, I'm rich, everyone. Who wants it?
No, literally, the days that I feel like I'm ordering all this extra food, I'm spending like $20. And I'm like, wow, I have at least 2 meals.
When I order Taco Bell, I get a Crunchwrap Supreme, a Mexican pizza. I like to hit like the heavy hitters. I like a Nachos Bel Grande. So like I'm getting like $8 items, like $8.
Yeah.
And then I'll throw in some bean and cheese burritos and some tacos just in case I get super hungry. But yeah, that's okay. So the balls in Taco Bell, Chili's, BJ's, Terminex, Coca-Cola, and Pepsi's Court. If you want my sister to get your brand tattooed on her body, all you need to do is we'll pay for our airfare.
Well, they can offer.
Okay, yeah. Actually, it depends on who we're working with, how big the budget is. But we would really just love like a decent Eras Tour seat. And that's it. Like, and really think about all the content you're getting from me. Like, think about how much I charge for videos. Like, you're getting such a deal because we're going to do a video probably, I mean, it depends on who we're working with, but
like talk about like this is probably your biggest opportunity.
Yeah.
Ever.
Because we're going to show us getting the tattoo. We're going to show us
eating
Taco Bell after she gets the tattoo. We're going to show us at the concert with the Taco Bell bells, matching Taco Bell bells.
With our friendship bracelets.
With our friendship bracelets. We'll make tons of Instagram posts and Instagram stories. And we will do our post Eras Tour recap while eating Taco Bell. And then we're going to be talking about Taco Bell forever like we always do because we talk about Taco Bell pretty much every single episode anyways.
So Taco Bell.
Think about it. You're getting like at least like 5 pieces of content for like 2 Eras Tour tickets. Maybe 3. We'll invite Bailey too.
Oh yeah, we have to invite Bailey.
We have to invite Bailey. Like she has to go to 1 Eras Tour.
She has to.
So yeah, that's that on that.
So Taco Bell, if you're confused why we're spamming you in all of our clips, in these clips
that I'm about to make
that
and tag you,
Jade's about to make, it's because we want to go to the Eras.
Eras.
Again.
Eras. Your poor dad ex Taco Bell.
Your poor dad ex Taco Bell. Wait. Your poor dad ex Taco Bell ex Eras Tour.
Do you say times or I hate when people say times because that's not it. It's like your poor dad and Taco Bell or your poor dad by Taco Bell or Taco Bell by your poor dad. It's like,
yeah, it's like an and.
Yeah, it's like an and. Like you don't say the X.
You could say slash.
You could say in collaboration with.
Yeah, partnering with.
Okay, I actually know the CMO of Taco Bell. I buried the lead there. I'm gonna text his wife and just be like, "This is
gold." Okay, so that means this is happening.
His name is Taylor.
That means this is happening. Hi, Taylor.
Taylor, get us to Taylor.
Taylor. I need to see Taylor. You get it.
You get it, right? He has 2 little girls too.
Aww.
I know.
That's
He
cute.
gets it. He's a girl dad.
He gets it.
We love Taylor.
That brings me to my next point.
What?
I think that Taylor is our good girl dad of the week.
Yeah, Taylor's actually good girl dad of the week.
Great girl dad of the week, if you ask me.
I agree. Who's our bad dad of the week? Diddy.
Yeah. Like
that's like too real.
Easy.
It's like a little like
pretty easy.
And Garth
there.
Brooks. Oh, Garth Brooks is a bad dad, allegedly, so far.
Yeah.
Know.
Sucks there. But
yeah.
Taylor, great dad.
Taylor, great dad.
Great dad.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. We're going. Like I can feel it.
Oh wait. What I was thinking is like, what do you think mom's gonna say when we call her and tell her that we're getting Taco Bell tattoos?
I think she would understand now.
Totally.
Who is this? Never mind. Yeah, no, mom would understand. I don't think she would care at this point. We're like in our 30s. Like it's not like when you got that hideous tattoo on your foot. Like it's a little different.
Yeah, the tattoo on my foot's pretty hideous.
But like think about like once you get like one of these brands tattooed on your body, you're gonna have 2 tattoos, and well, actually, yes, you have 3, but all 3 of them are just like so wildly different.
They're so different, but the thing is like, so when we get our Taco Bell tattoo, because this
is happening,
this partnership's obviously happening, it's like the Taco Bell is, it's fun.
Yeah,
like that's fun.
It's a good conversation starter.
Great conversation starter.
Yeah.
Love that.
Like imagine holding your firstborn and you look down and like in the crook of your arm is a Taco Bell tattoo. No, like
Taco Bell is going to be getting content from us for the rest of our lives.
We get engaged. Our hand, like Taco Bell is on our hand.
Amazing.
We like are married.
And then we get married at the Taco Bell Chappell.
Yeah. Because like it only makes sense.
Because it only makes sense.
Yeah. Honestly, Taco Bell, we've really hyped you up. Like, honestly,
we just deserve the tickets.
We deserve the tickets. We're like really not even asking to get paid. We're just asking for tickets, like decent tickets too. Like if we're getting tattooed, and they have to pay for the tattoo.
Okay. Yeah. That's not that expensive. Like
just up Postmates to see how many times I've ordered Taco Bell. It's like, it knows. It's like, it's the perfect excuse to order in. Wait, the Call Her Daddy Kamala interview.
It's already out?
Yeah. That's interesting.
Wow.
They probably want it out for people to like vote. Are you going to vote?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Me too.
Everyone else should vote too. Vote. I can't wait till we get our Taco Bell tattoos.
Me too. It's going to be so much fun. And I can't wait to get my Taco Bell tattoo and go to Eris.
And then when we're riding the high, we can eat some burritos.
Of course. Like our perfect day.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, say bye. Tell them.
What do we say?
We say thank you so much for listening. Make sure to rate, review,
rate,
sub, and share this podcast with all your friends.
Share it with Taco Bell.
Share it with Taco Bell. Like honestly, we just need your support. Like when we post our Taco Bell clips, can you guys like all tag Taco Bell? Like
go crazy for Taco Bell. Tag us in all of Taco Bell's content too.
Exactly.
And you know, we'll start doing listener stories again soon, and you guys can write into us at yourpoordad@gmail.com. And make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at yourpoordadpod. So we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye. Bye.